Serving to get us underway is Ben Court, redshirt sophomore from Hermosa Beach, California. Goes right at Schellinger. And teeing it up for Laura is Gabe Dyer, and those two work in synergy for the side out right away. Just the second match for Gabe Dyer. He injured himself in the exhibition match at the end of December. And then Coach Rostrader had to get a little bit innovative with who he went in the serving role perspective. He at times went with Andrew Boyle. Other times during the young year, he went with Cameron Worrell. But this is their guy, Gabe Dyer, and they're very happy to have his services. Josh Aurelio, just a freshman, serving away. Back row look for Schellinger, skied up in the air in zone 5, rather zone 6. And that is a nice shot down the line, but misses the mark. A first swing and a miss this time for Jess Bianchi. Team leader in kills, the only on his team for the Gauchos with over 200 kills on the season. Laura has a kill, tries the line. That is Court, delivers the boom. Goes right into the back row for Sebastian Laura. Court averaging 2.33 kills per set. And the match-clinching kill in the 5th set earlier this season against George Mason, which was the team's second win of the year. Rick Baglio coming up short. Stumbles at the line. All-time record between these two programs. 33 wins for the Gauchos and 8 wins for the Tritons. Peter Selcho ready to serve, the only on the Tritons who has started every match this year. Walmer got denied. The shot on the right side from Owen Berg. 2 Tritons skying up there. Schellinger was in the mix of things to send that shot back. UC Santa Barbara coming off a win against Cal Lutheran in 4 sets. Stepping outside Division I, there's the overplay, and then another little overpass, and it delicately flies over and down on the Gauchos' end. So one miscue followed by another miscue in ball control, and the second one benefits the home team. This is Selcho again, redshirt sophomore. Goes hard at Jill Wallace, the freshman libero. Block was there again. Jim Garrison getting his paws on that shot. Jim playing his first match since February 2nd against USC. Coach Rostrader has made some tweaks the last couple of matches at the middle blocker position, giving Leo Wiedmelt some time on the floor, in for Jim Garrison. Overpass, joust, fought ball for and back over on the Gauchos' end. And inside the block and missing wide goes the second swing of the match for Owen Berg. Redshirt sophomore from Thousand Oaks had a match against the Tritons last season. 22 kills, 50 swings, hit .260. Off to an advantageous start are the Tritons. They've won 7 of the first 9 points. And they give one back there, a concession from the service line from Peter Selcho. As Evan Boyle, one of the conference's best liberos, comes back into the fold. Was the freshman of the year in the conference a season ago. This is Berg. He botched that one. To take a beach volleyball term, he spatched it. Almost took me out. And I promise you, I would not be fit to be on the court right now. 8 serving 3. Anthony Scherfon, the BYU transfer, unloading. And overzealous with that big time attempt, sailing long. Well, service errors have been problematic for both of these teams as of late. As we get Owen Lonkar at the line, serving at Laura. Schellinger from Gabe Dyer. And now a bump set off the hands of Boyle, and it's Bianchi with his first score. The lefty from the right side hammers it to the surface. Had a 30-kill outing against George Mason earlier this year, and only played 4 of the team's 5 sets in that 5-set thriller. Perfect pass in for Garrison. And the Gauchos were called in the net. Our R1 is Dan Willis. Our down official is John Pedersen. Both teams playing their first Big West Conference match of the season. Both teams will play 10 conference matchups, and that is a second kill on that right side for the 6'6" redshirt junior, Just Bianchi. Not having a whole lot of resistance at the net. And back to serve he goes. 18 aces on the season for him. Hard driven at Schellinger, and on the overplay, back row look they go. And a nice finish for Owen Berg, who flies in from the backcourt and deposits the kill. A 2-point differential, and number 2 in Bianchi. Just missing the mark. Overhits his attempt from the service line. Dryden's coming in on a 2-match winning streak. They played in the Big West SEAC crossover, which was at Long Beach State, with sweeps against Edwaters and Central State. Ben Court is able to use the block to his advantage. Five kills and 4 hitting errors for the Gauchos so far. There's Court. He's got 2 kills, and that is his first service error. The team's 4th, so you think about where they are right now. 4 of the 11 points for the Tritons have been at the behest of service miscues for the Gauchos. A little roll shot sniffed out by Scherfeld. Down it goes from Laura, and they're going to call that one good. And an infraction and a net violation on the Gauchos. It looked as if Laura kind of threw that down, but that constitutes as a quality legal play, says our officiating staff. There he goes. On to the deception, Greg Baglio, the redshirt sophomore from La Jolla. So a bit of a homecoming for him. Played his high school ball at Cathedral Catholic, which is just about 5 minutes away from Lion Tree Arena. Aruya can't get that one to cross the net. 5 straight matches coming in. He has had an ace. Not so much success there as he heads back to the bench. Now, interesting decision here. We haven't seen Jack Walmer, number 6, the traditional starter, at the center position. Pinballed around, and Laura will send it over to Wallace. Baglio. And it's Bianchi. A pulverized shot. He got a deep ball and absolutely demolished it. Last win for the Gauchos against a Division I team was against Harvard back on February 2nd. Peter Selko gets fed out of the middle. And Gabe Dyer gets it down, or helps get it down. And the Tritons back in front by 4. Gauchos had a 5-match losing streak that started in early January, and they lost to Grand Canyon, Stanford twice, BYU twice as well. That's Berg, and his shot is knocked back. The pancake from Gabe Dyer and over by Sherfan. It's Gabe Dyer with the pickup defensively to Sherfan, running into a triple block as it silences the BYU transfer. Hitting 195 on the season is Sherfan. Has been rather quiet offensively the last 3 matches. All 3 of those single-digit in kills. A bending service ace for Owen Berg. That's his first ace since February 3rd against Harvard. Tritons have led since the very start. Gauchos have been playing from behind, and they will play from behind, coming out of the media timeout as the Tritons are riding a 15-12 spurt to start. And they've got 6 service errors already. And coming out of this timeout, Anthony Sherfan is going to be the man to serve. 15 aces on the season for him and a team leading 50 service errors. Wants to try and cool off that number as this season ages, as he goes hard in his zone 6 for Joe Wallace. And off a bump set, it's an opportunity here for Laura. Got it to go and had to readjust mid-flight. That second contact wasn't in the most precise of positions. You can see Gabe Dyer, they're talking to Sebastian Laura, trying to get those 2 on the same page. Both were responsible for the second and third contact respectively, in that last sequence. Anthony Sherfan dialing up a service ace. Bombs away from the back. First ace for the Tritons, second in the match. And a timeout. They won in 5 sets in Westwood against number 2 at the time, UCLA. It was an impressive win. And ever since then, things have kind of been up and down for this Gauchos team, where they've had some losses that they believe should have been wins, considering the effort that they had to exude to take out John Speraw, the head coach of the Bruins, and win that marquee match. But the level of play hasn't been able to be sustained, and I think Rick McLaughlin would be the first to tell you that as the Gauchos head coach. There goes a free ball and an advantage here for UC San Diego. Garrison a swing. And it goes down. Another vicious right-sided attack by the lefty in Bianchi. 10 swings already for him. First to double digits and a 4th kill for the redshirt junior, the Orange Coast College transfer. Lonkar back at the line. Takes it at Schellinger, who got the start tonight. Began the year as one of the key reserves coming in off the bench. Shot from court, now back over on 1 by accident. Schellinger goes off the hands. Jim Garrison silences the shot, 1v1. 6'9", taking out 6'9", Josh Arroyo, who tried to put it down, but not to be. With the savvy instincts at the net for one Jim Garrison. Baglio back to Arroyo, and a quick attack with only Garrison up there in front at the net. And the up-tempo set pays dividends. Gauchos, though, are hitting under 200 in this match, and they do have a really exciting batch of underclassmen. They had the number 2 ranking in this latest recruiting class in 2023. And a side out there. Sebastian Laura gets it on the outside and tools the block. Red Persley is coming in now for the first time with a Triton 5-point lead. They're hitting Gotti 429 in this match so far, as that one tickles the tape. There is Bianchi back over on 1. Ben Core looking for hands, And he blasts that one well too long. Make that the 6th hitting error on a 23rd swing for UC Santa Barbara. And a 6-point lead, largest lead for the Tritons here. And that one wasn't the greatest of first contacts. Bianchi off a double block. Adjusting mid-flight. The hops and the intestinal fortitude of one Gabe Dyer to set up Selcho. A little audible. Look at how he did that. Thinking attack? No, I'm going to go more unselfish. And it worked out pretty well. 21 serving 14. Bianchi gets it off the Selcho Laura block. Getting it behind that 3-meter line. Jim Garrison coming in and replacing Brett Persley. Ben Court hitting 167. This is his offering. Causes the overpass off Schellinger. And now Berg is dug up. Over the net though. Laura! Look out! A vivacious stifling of a shot from Baglio. All set up by that keen play defensively by Evan Boyle. Sebastian Laura at 6'4" can get way up in the stratosphere. Court receives the serve and now out. And it's Berg with his opportunity. Schellinger, they throw 3 blockers at him. The run down from Wallace. Fights it through. The formidable 3-person block. Bianchi not deterred on the tall task of 3 Triton blockers in his face, and he still upstages that block. The last 8 matches, the Gauchos, or rather 8 matches this season, the Gauchos, as that one is good. Dominic Lane coming in off the bench and putting one in. But there have been 8 matches this year for the Gauchos where they've let their opponent finish a match hitting 300 or better. That's Lang. He is dialing up another good one, but it's Sherfon off of Lang. Bianchi the run down, and now Court, the innocent free ball coming over to Selcho. Gets it back, and after the Lane dig, that's Court, scooped up. Boyle to Sherfon, a little tip shot. Half speed at that. And the block was there on Bianchi. And they're saying a Triton went into the net. Keep in mind, the Gauchos have never led in this first set. It's been all Tritons. They got out hot to a 7-2 start, taking advantage of some of the early service miscues from Santa Barbara. Selcho is having a splendid start to this match. That's a 3rd kill for him as the Tritons near the first set finish line. Laura 4 for 4. He serves, goes at Court. Baglio to Lonkar. Schellinger loading up, got a touch, says Dan Willis, our first official, excuse me. Gestures for the touch. And the Tritons have a well of set points. Very opportunistic and encouraging start for UC San Diego, and a miss it put down. Sharp angle from Lonkar. Owen Lonkar, outside hitter, sophomore from Pacific Palisades. Averaging 1.11 kills per set. A second set point as Baglio will serve it away. The sophomore from here in La Jolla. Sherfon tattoos that ball and picks on a freshman libero, Joe Wallace. Sherfon makes it a 25-19. First set clinched. 8 helpers and 5 digs in the first set as far as his stat line. Goes at Wallace. Baglio feeds Lonkar with only Selcho in the middle, manning the defense. Lonkar with a forced swing and a second kill, and that's Baglio's 12th assist. Getting the start for Jack Walmer, who has been the normal starting setter for this Gauchos team. Tight pass, out for Sherfon. And now it's an out-of-system swing, and it goes down for Bianchi. His 16th swing, good on an 8th kill. And Lonkar had to play the role of setter that time as he tallies his first assist. Speaking of Lonkar, there he is. Rifles one right at Evan Boyle. Set was a bit off, but Laura manages. That's Court. A one-hand up from Schellinger. And a roll shot from Sherfon, who had the set-clinching kill. Puts the ball away, the 50-50 ball, the everly opportunistic Anthony Sherfon. They're gonna wipe some of the sweat or something on the court. Oh, so it's gonna be Sebastian Laura in that position to serve. Orange Coast College is where he's from as well. You've got transfers from that institution on both teams, including the man who just put that ball away. Ex-Orange Coast College standout Bianchi. And against Schellinger at the net, 1v1 advantage, the native of Laguna Beach. Bianchi will toe the line. And the team succumbs to their 7th service error. They beat Cal Lutheran a couple of days ago in 4 sets. And they won despite the not so fortunate ratio of 3 aces to 20 service errors. Here's Selcho booming the serve just a tad long. A total of 3 aces between these two institutions tonight and 11 service errors amongst both. Now, if you go back to the first set, if you are just joining us, there were a couple in close proximity service errors from the Gauchos that got the Tritons out to a strong start, and they rode that the rest of the way. Jim Garrison, a sledgehammer, he deals out of the middle, and it was a front one from Gabe Dyer to set up the big man, and that live arm does the rest. There's a live arm. Sherfon, a sizzling serve. Wrist away. Scouts out some open space in serve receive. And it's the Tritons' first ace in set number 2 and their 2nd of the match. A rocket again, this time picking on Court. Bianchi runs into a wall. 3 Tritons were waiting for him, and they put up the vaunted stop sign, handing Bianchi his 2nd hitting error and the team's 8th. Tritons have a lead now. They have 3 more total blocks in this match compared to their foe on the other side of the net. And violation haunting the Gauchos again. There have been a couple of those self-inflicted mistakes that have gotten in the way of things for them. There's John Pedersen, our down official, making that determination. Tritons led by as many as 6 in the first set. They're up by 2. Second contact went over the net. There's Dyer on to himself. Bianchi, back-to-back swings, He's gotten denied. Jim Garrison, Josh Schellinger collaborating on the last riveting stuff at USC. And he has the Tritons up by 3. He and his team with 5 more total team blocks. A couple of them coming here in the last couple of points here with rejections off of shots from the top point scorer so far for the Gauchos in Jess Bianchi, who has run into a wall with that Garrison spearheaded block, and he's there on the shot from Berg. And now an 8th swing from Berg, dug up by Boyle in the cross court. Garrison transition kill. What a difference he's making at 6'9", great footwork, and terminates. Look at those numbers there. 3 kills and already 5 blocks. And the Tritons have doubled up the Gauchos. An unforced mistake from Anthony Sherfon. Gauchos actually drove down here yesterday, and they did so to try and avoid some of the traffic. They were hoping to get out on the court this morning for a serve and pass, but Triton basketball had some practices, so they didn't get out there, the Gauchos, to warm up until this afternoon for this match. Schellinger and now Baglio to Bianchi on a back set. Coverage from Baglio. And now Bianchi clings it off the block. And had somewhat of a compromised approach to that shot. Unconventional, unquestionably, but there you see it. First in the match to get to double figures in kills is Bianchi, who is hitting 4.47 kills per set on average. They go to him again. Boyle over on 1. Right to Lonkar. Court from Baglio. Scrambling are the Tritons. Schellinger fades away. And that ball cascades into a vacated spot on the court. Got it down after the big block touch from Lonkar. Just out of position the Gauchos were. Here's Josh Schellinger. 2 of 9, no hitting errors. Perfect pass in for Lonkar. And absolutely annihilates that set. Handing a 14th assist to Baglio. Also has a kill to his name and 2 digs as we see him now claim ownership of the service line. Goes at Schellinger. Now the left hand from Laura, a low driving set. And the adjustment while airborne from the Orange Coast College transfer, and Sebastian Laura lighting it up with the adept play with the offhand. And that's Garrison trying to do something that maybe he wasn't all too comfortable with that serve. And he will sheepishly work his way back to the bench, a bit frustrated after the results of that one. There's Rick McLaughlin. Took over the program in June of 2008 for the Gauchos. Only the 2nd Gaucho head coach, by the way, in the last 40 years. And that's going to be an infraction on Gabe Dyer, and he wants to talk to Dan Willis about it. There's Coach McLaughlin. He had winning records every season between 2019 and 2022. And Coach Rostratter is having word with John Pedersen, our down official right there, disputing the call. He thought it was a joust in hearing what Coach Rostratter is saying, but it ended up being a violation on Gabe Dyer. Dyer to Selcho, and it's dug up by Berg. Court just inside the double block on the outside. Laura is scooped up by Wallace. And now Court loads up from off the net, and he was campaigning for a touch And Dan Willis, our first referee, was not buying that proposition. $11 for the Tritons, 9 for the Gauchos. Tritons hitting .429 in this match so far. And for Bianchi, Boyle with an impressive dig. Laura is scooped up in the backcourt by Wallace. Bianchi not to be undermined as he stays committed to his offense. 11 putaways for Bianchi. Already has been named the Big West Offensive Player of the Week twice this season. Wankar lost that one, putting too much force behind that high-speed serve. Service errors, as you can see there, more on the Gauchos side. 6 of the 8 coming against them in the first set. Baglio running the opposite direction of the net, sets up his man Josh Arroyo, hitting him in stride. 6'9" Arroyo, the freshman from Mission Viejo, finds the floor. Arroyo has hit 300 or better in each of the last 3 matches. Bianchi, a misfire. Gauchos average just a little bit over an ace per set, 1.38 aces per set. That's 5th in the conference. They've got 3 aces right now as a team. They haven't had more than 5 aces in any of the last 5 matches in each one of them. So, and there's a service error as the Tritons send a freebie back over to the Gauchos. Court getting ready to unleash this serve with his team down by 1. 12 serving 13. Just wide. Gauchos last season, their year came to an end when they got beat in the semifinals of the Big West tournament to Hawaii. Gaglio to Arroyo. We've seen that before. Seems to be a really well thought out and well diagrammed set of nice chemistry between those two. Schellinger takes the serve, and then it's Jim Garrison taking matters into his own hands. Gabe Dyer with a 13th assist. Jim Garrison 4 of 5 without a hitting error. One off the team lead in kills as Laura is pacing the Tritons with 5. Bianchi paces the match, but he can't get that one down despite the fact he's got 11 kills. Looking for 12. Can't get it there. And he chews on the front of his shirt as a sign of frustration. He got roofed twice early in the second set. Has been able to refine his form a little bit as this second set has lingered on. And Schellinger is going to suffer a mistake, stuttering at the service line. Tritons also in the month of February, they got swept at USC and at Concordia. Looking for their second home win of the season. Sure fun, high velocity. Injecting all sorts of venom in that cross-court kaboom. And look at the discrepancy in hitting percentage between those teams. You see that, and there's your story. That's why the match is what it is right now. Gabe Dyer making a big difference as the setter for the Tritons. Just his second match back. He goes quick to Selcho. And Selcho, like Jim Garrison, Air-free volleyball. Both of your middles for UC San Diego, air-free. Selcho 4 for 6, Garrison 4 for 5, and here is the aforementioned Garrison. Bianchi hits the set from Baglio, who now will go right side over to Berg. Can't get it down. Schellinger can. Leapfrogs up and annihilates that set as he converts on the long-range shot, and now 4 digs to complement his 4 kills. One of 4 Tritons with at least 4 kills. So you're seeing balanced scoring from this number 20 ranked team in the country. That would have been a kill anyway, you would have thought, from Bianchi. It's going to be a net violation anyway. Gauchos never had a lead in the first set. And Gauchos took an early lead here in the second set, but they haven't had a lead since 5-4 when the Tritons were able to jump in front. They haven't looked back. Big reason why, that man right there. A beautiful put down from Peter Selcho, who's dialed in with Gabe Dyer teeing him up with brilliance. 20 serving 15. And out of court through the uprights of Selcho. They're going to go to Sherfon off speed. And that mixes the Gauchos, who were caught off guard by the change of pace work from Anthony Sherfon, who logs his 4th put down the opening set. And if you're looking for key note differences between these teams, as it looks like Luke Chandler is going to come in for the first time, number 23 in white for the Gauchos. But the Tritons have 1 hitting error in the entirety of the match. That is on 41 swings. Compare that to the 11 hitting errors on the Gauchos on 61 attempts. So Luke Chandler is in as Dyer will serve out of the timeout right at Berg. And Obaglio goes to court. Boyle will have to play the role of setter. And there's Berg out of the backcourt. Got a really nice set to attack. And he doesn't disappoint. And Jaden Glenn making an appearance out there as well as one of the liberos for the Gauchos. He and Joe Wallace have been splitting that libero time for this UC Santa Barbara team. Both teams, now there he is, Glenn is back in, did not play in the first set. Coach McLaughlin going with something a little bit different defensively here in set number 2. What hasn't been different, and it's been an ongoing theme in the match, has been whatever you do, try to get the ball to Bianchi on that right side. And more often than not, it's been working, but that's a 5th hitting error. He's 12 of 30. Second highest attacker in terms of attempts is 14. And that's the man right there in court. Sherfon, sky scraping. That's what he needed to do to meet that ball way up there in the atmosphere. And that opens the door to a lion's share of second set points as Laura serves at Berg. Baglio's set drifting long, and the joust was won at the net by Bianchi. Tritons on a second set point in the first they converted on. Here's a second set point in the second. Bianchi goes hard at Laura. Sherfon victimized, and it's court. getting the gist of that one. Hands pressed and subduing that lethal attack from the LA native. Bianchi gives up the second set by way of a service there. That has been a constant trend. Mistakes from the service line have been demoralizing for the Gauchos. And the Tritons on a high. They will be playing here. And you can also talk about just how good the Big West as a league is. You've got 5, will make it in the top 5 in the nation in the rankings. 3 representatives from the Big West inside the top 5. UC Irvine, Hawaii, and Long Beach State. Looking forward to all of those teams coming here. UC Irvine's going to be here next Friday. Excited to have the call on that with Kirsten Olsen and the rest of our broadcast group here with the Tritons. And here's Jack Walmer. Didn't see him in sets 1 and 2. Usually is their surefire starter at setter, but Baglio was the starter at the setter position in sets 1 and 2. And here is the Hawaii transfer serving right at Boyle. Cracked open the third set. That's Laura with the swing, and it is off target on a 10th attack. It's his first hitting error and just the team's 3rd. Only 1 hitting error in the first, 1 in the second, and the first here in the 3rd. And just like in the second set, the Gauchos took the first point. Now here in the 3rd, Walmer at Boyle once again. 2 serves at him in a row. Joust won by Gabe Dyer, and then gets up in the air and shuts down the Gauchos. Gabe Dyer, 6-3, sending that shot back with interest from Patrick Kane. 6'4" outside, sophomore from Campbell, California, who averages 1.94 kills per set. He's another one that didn't play in sets 1 and 2. Coach McLaughlin. Quick feed, and it works. Sam Meister, a middle blocker, 6'5", turns his first swing into a conversion. Patrick Kane, season high 14 kills against UCLA earlier this year. Stutters at the service line. And that amounts to a 13th service error. 1 more than his jersey number. Should be 13. There it is. Updated right on time. Laura goes at the former server, and Kane, they try quick into that gap set position, and Meister could not come up with it in the form of an attack. You got Jack Walmer in there as your setter, averaging 8.19 assists per set. Redshirt junior from Manhattan Beach, California. From Walmer, that goes Meister. The rundown from Laura off the court excites the crowd. In system, they go to court. Looking line. John Pedersen said he saw a touch on that court. 16th swing. To the disgust of the pro Triton home crowd, it's going to be a 4th kill for Ben Court. He's now got 195 kills on the season. Meister nets the serve. Coming off the last match for the Gauchos, which was a win against Cal Lutheran, Gauchos head coach Rick McLaughlin saying, look, we got to play a lot better against the Tritons. Said that the Gauchos can do it, and that he expects it to be one of those dogfights. And leading the way in the offensive department is Bianchi, ripping down his 13th put down and his first in the 3rd set. He is the top point scorer in this match, 13.5 points. Garrison is blocked. The coverage from Boyle, who got in the way of Laura and his hopes of keeping that rally going. Gauchos, owners of the second ranked recruiting class in this last 2013 class. An ace there for Bianchi, as it eludes the pancake try of one Gabe Dyer. The first ranked recruiting class came from USC in that last season number. Hawaii had the third highest recruiting class in 2023. Schellinger well controlled on the reception, gets the shot, and Walmer and Arroyo up high to rescind the shot and send it back to sender. Blocking hasn't been the strongest suits for this Gauchos team over the course of this match, but they come up with a big stop on Schellinger. They can't build off of that after a team's 15th service error and a 5th from Bianchi. It lessens the Gauchos lead to 2, 5 serving 7. Anthony Sherfon is going to make it a short stint at the service line as they trade service mistakes as we venture further into this third set. Here is Bencourt, 6-4 outside, comes away with the point. Things aren't going in the Tritons' direction here in the third, and that's got dropped the opening set 25-19 and 25-18. Tritons victorious there in set number 2 as well. It was Anthony Sherfon with the first set clinching kill, went down the line, give the Tritons the 1-0 lead. Now up 2-0. Jim Garrison suffers his first attacking error on what is his 6th wing. That's the first time a middle on the Tritons picked up an attacking error tonight. Goes to show you just how well they have been playing as a group. Lower well controlled on the reception after the court serve. Schellinger bashes that ball just a bit wide. A seismic-like attack. And could not steer that one in. The Tritons looking for what would be their third sweep into the form of a win this season if they can come back here in this third set. As Bencourt flustered and frustrated after the net gets in the way of things for him there on the serve. Schellinger tees off on court, who's the second most served player on the Gauchos, and Bianchi comes in hard on that right side, and the lefty, a clever put down, has a match high 14. Make it 15 after that one. Arroyo serves at Schellinger. Here's Sherfon, and off the coverage, it's Boyle. In rhythm, Garrison from Dyer. Ball is all over the place. Pinballed around on the Gaucho side, and they cannot come back with a return of their own. Jim Garrison, well, not sure if the ball toss was where he wanted it to be. Seemed to be reaching a little bit forward as he tried to swat that one as he airmails it. Jack Walmer serving back-to-back matches. He's had aces. Last meeting at UC San Diego for him. And a double-double, 10 digs and 43 assists. Dyer behind the head set and it's Walmer digging Scherfon. A one-hand save and stab from Schellinger. Scherfon from well off the net injects enough angle in the shot to weather the defense of Walmer and convert. Eight serving 13. Dyer goes at Kane. Quick into Meister. And Walmer timed it up and fed the big man. 6-5 for the attack and conversion. Patrick Kane hoping for something fortuitous with this serve. Raises the tape off to Shelko. Meister victimizes Selko on a 1v1, quelling the attack from the Fountain Valley native and the redshirt sophomore. And that is his first attacking error on his 9th swing. Schellinger comes in for the first touch. Dyer to Laura, and those two work in tandem to complete the side out. Laura, 6 of 11 with 1 attacking air serves. Scherfon uses the noggin on the neutralization. Even gesturing to the head and said, yeah, that might have gotten part of the head there. They'll take it. Tritons have dominated the Gauchos in the blocking department in this match. Back set from Waller, and Bianchi finds success. Sharp angle and a score. He has been on a tear. 16 kills, 37 swings. He came into this match with 201 kills on the year. That's Meister. Surface errors continue to be problematic as Meister begrudgingly walks off the court. Coach McLaughlin has decided to go with a couple of different liberos, whether it's number 1 in Glenn or now Joe Wallace is in number 17 as the libero. Jess Bianchi. Topspin serve to Boyle. Left up there for Scherfon, and he gets his shot picked up. Ball is tight. Boyle looking for Scherfon, and Kane well controlled on the scoop. Off 1 foot as Dyer digs a shot from court. Free ball coming over for the Gauchos. Court goes ballistic with that arm swing, and it will be returned. Fanning it over is Laura. After the block touch, Dyer to Laura. Bianchi got denied. Jim Garrison says, And that's the 3rd time that Bianchi has been roofed in this match. Anthony Scherfon. Unmatched power that he can bring from the line. Arroyo from Waller. And that's going to take Scherfon quickly off of the service line. And Gauchos seem to be rather comfortable and confident with this lead. And they're not relenting. Trying to force a 4th set after they lost the first set 25-19. and then fell victim to a second set defeat, 25-18. Too strong from court with his delivery. 18 service errors, the number of points that the Gauchos have in this third set. Wallace retrieves, off for Kane against the double block of Garrison and Dyer, and Kane just overpowers the block. Garrison has a block solo, so does Laura. Tridents have a total of 9 blocks as a team tonight. Laura loads up, sets his feet, and then runs into a wall. Hands pressed, and the Gauchos stopping Laura in his tracks. Brett Persley coming in. We also saw him make a celebrity appearance in the first set. Did not come in for the second set. Off the tape. Call it an ace. Tickled the top of the tape, and then Wallace was caught out of position in serve receive. Advantage Persley. Gets in his own way there. An ace followed by a service error. So he comes out. Garrison gets a breather as well. Here is Jack Walmer. This is the first set that he has played tonight here in the third. Hard charge serve, misses. Zone 6. More like zone 1, I should say, from my vantage point. Hit that corner, just off the mark, looking for that corner. On that side spin bending serve that he tried to author up. Float serve goes to court. Walmer leaving it off for Kane, and there's some confusion on the first contact. Selko takes care of it after Dyer scrambled and spoon-fed the middle, who is 6 of 10, hitting over 400 tonight. Another floater. Wallace, though, will take the initiative. After the block from Selcho, though, they'll try Bianchi. There's a Triton block rearing itself again. Meister off a pogo stick. And he shows the flash and the fancy by finding the floor in close quarters to the net. Jumper of a serve from Kane. And the easy put down after the overpass from Meister. Gauchos not backing down here in the third. They've got ambitious things that Cam did, and then Coach Rostrader said, let's try something different. Andrew Boyle, Evan Boyle's older brother, and Coach Rostrader said that Andrew brought a lot of great energy, especially on the scramble plays, but you can't take away from the experience that that man has, and that man has as well, in Coach Rostrader, to see that Dyer has the most reps, and they got him back on the floor. And what a difference that this match has been with him running the show out for sure fun. And you see just how precise the ball control. Matt Lim is going to come in for Schellinger. So Matt Lim, who's started a few matches earlier in the year, and Schellinger has sort of taken his place as the starter as of late. But Lim is definitely a spark plug offensively. Dyer with the pickup after the face-first dive. And Lim got himself caught up with a triple block, and they send it right back, rebuking his first attempt and turning it into a rejection. Both of these teams have 5 wins on the year. Both of these teams had 8 wins on the season last year. And that ball is still in the air from Meister, defying gravity, as that serve fell upwards as he hit it. And even some of his teammates are chuckling at the result of that one. So high, our camera did not even catch wind of it. Bianchi, Jim Garrison has his number. A second block solo for Jim Garrison, and it's an 8th hitting error against Bianchi. Garrison has been such a force. Well, the Gauchos are going to have 4 third set points after that service error. Bianchi, 18 points, leads all in the match. A 19th would give his team a 4th set, and they're going to a 4th set. He puts all of his might into a team's 6th ace. Going to go rather young to sort of fill some of those vacancies left by the upperclassmen that played such a big role in the offensive side of things last season. Walmer goes to Meister. He's got a block solo. There's no block coming from that one, as Meister is 5 of 9 with 1 attacking error, and he has come in and hitting with vengeance. Jack Walmer ready to put this one into play. Goes at Boyle. And after the set from Dyer, it's an overplay after Laura's shot finishes at the net after some issues in ball control for the Gauchos. Now, Sebastian Laura is an interesting story because his last home match in the Tritons' win in 5 sets against USC, he was actually taken out of the game because he was struggling offensively, hitting in negative numbers. And he's showing out here in his return to Lion Tree Arena. Bianchi is blocked, the coverage from Meister, and then he tries to send it over into zone 1. And they're going to call him for an infraction and a lift, as he just tried to redirect that ball into an uninhabited part of the court, only for it to be an illegal attack, says our officiating crew. Touch from Wallace, the coverage from Bianchi after the shot. Kane got tripped up there with a Triton block, standing its ground and denying Kane the thrill of an attack that would be of merit. Here's Sebastian Laura, 8 of 16, hitting .438 tonight. And our rocket launcher fading away for Meister, a 6th put down, and Walmer found him. Walmer did not play in sets 1 and 2. And has a total of 11 assists from 3rd set on. Kane registers an ace as that one ducks right in front of Laura. Laura is the 3rd most served at player on the Tritons. And what is a 10th reception error for him on the year. You can see Kane there really visualizing what he wants to do with this serve before he begins his motion. Combination played to Sherfon. And now a bump set for Bianchi. High hands, Laura there in the backcourt. Now his swing as he flies in from long range. Catches the Gauchos off guard. Perplexing the Gauchos, he does. With that acrobatic-like move. With a helicopter-like finish. More serving 3, and now we've got our tie at 4-all forthcoming. That's a 4th service error from Peter Selcho. And Tritons have totaled 14 miscues at the service line, which is 6 fewer than the 20 that the Gauchos have. They had 20 service errors over the course of a 4-set win a match ago against Cal Lutheran, and now to 21 after Meister sees his 4th serve go off the court. Anthony Sherfun, he is a highlight waiting to happen with his athleticism, goes at Kane in zone 6. Aruya, up tempo from Walmer, his 12th assist, and Aruya is 5 of 6. Hasn't gotten a whole lot of attempts, but when he does, he certainly is making the most of them. Ties at 4-all, and now all square at 5-all. And number 5 Boyle with a reception. Jim Garrison got it put on a platter for him from Gabe Dyer, courtesy of a 26th assist. Gabe Dyer, his home season debut, a double-double. To no one's astonishment, 26 assists, 11 digs, and 2 blocks. First 5 matches of the season for the Tritons were on the road. Then they enacted that 4 straight stretch of matches at home. They went 1-3, had the win against USC, beaten by UCLA, Grand Canyon, and Princeton during that last home stretch. There's Laura, got it on the outside, and subdued the defensive tendencies of Patrick Kane, who was trying to get to it in the angle. You could hear the way that that ball was contacted off the hand, off the palm of Garrison, that hit that one fat. Aruya takes the line, and out that one goes. Long service attempts, one after another, exchanged between both teams. The deception from Walmer, sneaky move. As he goes on 2 behind his head and baffles the home squad. It's our 7th tie in this 4-set alone at 8 apiece. Selcho is going to break that tie with a vicious pound and finish. And the setup from Dyer. Neither team in this 4-set has led by more than 2. Tritons did so when they were up 3-1. Out that one goes from Sebastian Lara. So an abundance of service errors coming to fruition here in this hotly contested 4th set that now finds itself with an 8th tie. Schellinger, the pickup after the serve from Kane. Soft shot from Sherfun. That's Kane, a rip from the backcourt, out of system, and out it goes. The off-speed game from Anthony Sherfun has been putting the Gauchos in mind-boggling situations where they really don't know what to do. And that's been a reoccurring theme tonight. Selcho eyes court, serve, receive, and off the combination play goes inside the block of Schellinger and Garrison. Sherfan makes the most of what he had in front of him. There's a kill out of system as he undercuts the block in front of him. Triton's back to their largest lead of the fourth set, 11 serving 9. Court splits the block of Schellinger and Garrison, a faster moving set from Walmer. Court with his 5th kill. It's taken him 21 swings though to get there. That's Meister. Graces the tape. Back set from Dyer to Sherfan. And there goes Court with a down the line look. Laura, the overset, and Schellinger readjusts and makes the most of a tough situation. With the offhand, that ball was errant, sailing on him from Laura, who had to play the role of setter. And Schellinger did the improbable. Walmer high ball to the outside for Court. And he's starting to get in a little bit of a rhythm here in the fourth set is Court. Gauchos trail by 1. And trailing no longer, Arroyo. And that 6'9" frame able to easily take care of the overplay. And Coach Brad Rostrader displeased with the Gaucho effort here, and that they've got a tie once again, 12 apiece in this very critical. The Tritons are going to have couple of home matches coming up here, and we look forward to being able to broadcast those. Charleston, that's going to be next Wednesday, and then back into conference play this following Friday at home against UC Irvine. Hope every single one of you, whether you can't make it to the game, you can at least watch it with us here on ESPN+. This is Bianchi out of the timeout. Schellinger drills one, and it's Kane on the rundown. Efforting it over is Joe Wallace, the freshman libero. Sherfan, 9 kills, now 12.5 points after a 30th assist for Gabe Dyer in his second match of the season, coming off the injury that put him out the first 12 matches of the year. Bianchi, a blazing shot, detonating it in zone 1. And here comes Ben Court, 6 of 24. 167 is his hitting efficiency tonight. Boyle tries to pick it up. Dyer offers Schellinger, or offers Sherfan, excuse me. And how about that second contact from Dyer after the Boyle misplay on the first touch? Bettering the ball, the Tritons do. And it's Dyer who does just that. We pointed him out as our lead story coming into this match, and he has been such a difference maker since his arrival. Look at those numbers. Adding on to that double-double he already has. Popped up by Court. That's Kane. And it's Schellinger the pickup. Dyer off for Sherfan. A bump set coming for Kane. He had blockers. Avoided the block and regrets that decision. And we might be seeing our first challenge of this match to see if there potentially was a touch. And nothing seen. So the call will be uphold the initial call. No touch on that Kane shot. So the score will stay as it is. 15 serving 13. Tritons took the opening set 25-19, followed suit 25-18 in the second. Both of those sets they hit over 400. Had 10 fewer hitting errors over the course of those first two sets. Then in the third set, as Persley errs from the service line, Tritons sit in the negative in the third set. Gauchos won the third 25-20. Dominic Lane, redshirt junior for Los Angeles, who's had a couple appearances in this match, will take the offering. Laura, he sort of swiped at that ball. I'm not even sure what you would call a shot like that, but it worked. And Dyer had options, and look at that. The unorthodox type of attempt, but it pays dividends. Walmer looks for Kane, and he hammers it home with ferocity, beating the block of Sherfan. Gauchos, as close as they have been in this fourth set, have never had a lead. Laura handles the Walmer serve. And Sherfan can't get it down. Scrappy play from Walmer and Kane to shovel it over. Wallace, oh, it's played up by Boyle. Selcho gets another try. 2 swings for him in the sequence. Somehow the first one got dug over, but he made sure that that second one was non-returnable. That's Wallace playing up the serve. Selcho the block to Wallace. Walmer and Kane can't further the point and keep it going. Triton block has been a juggernaut tonight. And Schellinger, on a closer look, just desperately puts out his fist and gets the block there. Incredible work for Schellinger, who got the start tonight, who started the season coming in from off the bench. Bianchi trying to start a mini run for his team. Puts an end to a run from the Tritons and records his 18th kill, which is 12 shy of his season high of 30, which he had against George Mason in a 5-setter. Bianchi can't handle the firepower as Sherfan tallies kill number 11 on a 29th swing. He and Laura both with 11 kills, tied for the team high. 7 off the match lead of 18 from Bianchi. Padanchenis with the serve. Bianchi looking for kill number 19. Sherfan scooped up by Wallace. And now back row look is blocked. Bianchi triggers the shot down the line, and they're gonna make a late call. Well, let's see here. Well, Dan Willis, you see him right there. He was staring down John Pedersen, trying to read each other's minds as they took an extra second or two to gonna stand. I guess I am proven incorrect. So there was apparently a touch, and John Pedersen made that call. So the Tritons are gonna lose that challenge. So both teams are at 1 challenge each. They'll get one more if we do venture into a 5th set. Last time these two teams played and went into a 5th set, Triton's coming up short in what was the first round of the Big West Conference tournament. Anthony Sherfon taking something off of it and soft touches it to the surface splendidly. Off a 35th assist from Gabe Dyer, who is having a prolific performance in his home season debut. Sherfon boomerangs that serve out of play. Sherfon, one of 3 Tritons with at least 10 points scored. Bianchi serves at Laura, who does have 12 points scored. Garrison thumping it off of the Gauchos and down. There you see Garrison's numbers: 7 kills, 7 blocks. And a good show of sportsmanship there as he took that shot off of Arroyo and then went to him. You could see, he said, "Are you okay?" Checking in on Arroyo just to make sure he was okay after that shot. Schellinger has the Tritons their first 4th set ace. And it's 4 aces in the with those 7 digs, which is tied for 2nd most on the team. Here's Schellinger. Just had an ace, looking for potentially another one off the tape. Kane with the athletic pickup. That's court, a roll shot for Evan Boyle. They go combination. And a look out of the back courts. Really impressive stuff. With Gabe Dyer as the setter, the offense can do so many more things and get creative with their sets. Out of system, Walmer will try to link up with court. Schellinger with a pickup. Here's Laura. Fires it down the line. Opening up 6 match points as the Tritons look for their 6th win of the season, and it is a point away. Wanting to win it with an ace with Schellinger. And a big grin overtakes his face as he misses out on an opportunity to be the hero in the end. Here's Court. Has to get this in to keep this 4th set afloat. Takes it at Boyle. That's Laura. That is not coming back. Sebastian Laura, a team-high 13 kills, and the 13th gives the Tritons a 4-set win as they start out the conference slate on a high note.